Alright, wait, here another replay, guys. I'm gonna do a small siege battle between lizardmen and skaven. I can't quite remember. I can't give you the complete rosters. Excuse me. At least not for the both armies. I believe many of the skaven units are hidden at the moment, but I think it's something like an entire garrison army of skaven and like half a army of skaven. Nothing like super good unit-wise. I don't think I had any elite units. And what I'm packing over here on my side is mostly skinks. I think I got 2 units of skink skirmishers, a bunch of skink cohorts with javelins, and I want to say like 4 units of Saurus, but I actually could have been only 2. Saurus with shields. Yeah, okay. I got 1, and they both two units of blessed Saurus with shields, and I can't remember if my general was an old blood or a yeah, he's an old blood. So mostly skink. It's a like 80% skink army, an old blood, and 2 units of Saurus warriors. So this is a kind of even battle. I mean, the Saurus warriors definitely edge things in my favor quite a bit. I say as I look at the stat bar here. Yeah, it's definitely. I played this battle a little while ago. I thought it was a little more even than that, but I guess not. So we actually have more troops than them, which is never a position you want to be as an escape. So really what we're about to watch is mostly a massacre. No, the thing with Skaven versus Lizardmen is skinks are going to be the majority of your armies in the overhaul, in campaign, and probably in most multiplayer battles when we get around to doing that sort of thing. But they don't trade that well with Skaven. Skinks do. So these clan rats can actually tank. I mean, if they wanted to, the problem with that is they're immediately gonna get javelined into non-existence here because they spawned right with a bad move from the eye. Who would have thought? But those Skaven, like a clan rat unit, can beat a skink skirmishers one-on-one. Unit of skink skirmishers. I think they can even beat a skink cohort or a skink javelin one-on-one. So it's not as though this is so clear-cut. It's mainly that I don't think, they're obviously not going to win, but a lot of that is because they didn't play it well. Like, if the roles were reversed and this was the AI army and I was defending with the Skaven army, I could possibly have won. Especially if, I can't remember who the general for the Skaven were. If they have no, it's Clan Rat Spears. They don't have like Grace here. They had somebody with magic. It could have been a bad day for me because they could have done something that got rid of my Saurus right away. As it stands, these blessed Saurus warriors got up here and just started rampaging amongst the ranks of these Skaven. Oh jeez, Rick. Really getting those fucking rats are getting fucked up. Look at these Skaven. These Skaven, the best Skaven to be right now in this siege. They're like, fuck that, we're out of here. You guys keep the city. Fuck the lizards. Fuck you guys. We're going home. I wouldn't want to be one of these guys. Just because they're not going to help out. They're all just kind of waiting. They're like, oh, we'll let the slaves. I think that's mainly what's up here right now is like slingers. There's some night runners. Night runners are decent. Some clan rats, night runners. Oh, they do. Yeah, here's some slaves. I think it's a certain. I think they pull off another from a menace below here at some point. Yeah, here we go. Right there. Yeah, these bastards did it right at the ladders. Which isn't actually a terrible move. You could take advantage of this in like multiplayer if you're racing a human. That might have been a good idea to like wait for half of this. They didn't time it right. That was their issue here, especially because I have supporting units where I'm just going to end up, I think, shooting into these guys. But if they timed this so that half of my skink unit was above the wall and then hit them, it could have been pretty bad. But as it stands, most of these skinks are still below, and then I have 2 skink guys here, skink units, and I'm also gonna get, I think, a bunch of javelins into these guys. I'm just gonna end up throwing it against the wall here against all these guys, and just cleaning up these clan rats, who are again gonna run away. And of course, my Saurus, as Saurus do, cleaning up the walls. I think I'm gonna bring them down, and I've definitely basically taken the walls at this point. Most of the guys left on the walls are routing. Correction, all of the skaven left on the walls are routing. They have some guys here trying to hold in front of the gate, who I'm gonna come down and just start destroying. God, I wish vanilla maps were better. Thank God for GCCM, which I'm not using, unfortunately, in this playthrough, because it was an older playthrough. I had to go to a previous patch. So I've gotten my skinks are now, again, that slow ladder. This is not a you know, 5-second. Let's get these guys up here. This 200 and whatever the 225 unit skink unit is not going to get up in 5 seconds. It's going to take a few minutes here, or whatever the time may be. Oh, and they spawn another, I think, right on my skirmishers too. Can't remember what I do here. I definitely, well, see, again, this is not, you know, if I wanted to now, I'm going to hit these guys with more skink skirmishers, javelins. I think these are. It's just not. It's not a good place to be, especially since I think I own this tower now. Yeah, they're gonna start shooting at their own skaven. We're gonna get through the gate here soon. I'm surprised I haven't brought down any of my units yet. I think I'm literally just trying to clean up these routing guys, because a worry with skaven is that even though they're routing, they do come back often and easily, so you want to try to clean up the units as much as you can before you move on to the next unit, which I think is what I was doing there. And now I'm starting to come down and just destroy these clan rat spears. Clan rat spears get a bonus versus larger units, so they actually do get a bonus against Saurus, because Saurus count as you know, medium size basically, or not medium, but like the next step up from small, or what these guys are. Still getting absolutely torn up, and are going to be routing. No skaven like to fight Saurus. It's not a fight they like to be in. Much rather be a Night Runner, just kind of throwing projectile weapons and running away. Again, there's just like a lot of units they have back here, just kind of holding down the. Let's not let's not ruffle too many feathers. Let's not move. I don't know why. The AI, man, they just not too bright sometimes. I think I end up routing this skaven or clan rat unit. Had all 4 skinks coming here, but you know, they were trading pretty well. You can see there's a lot of. I mean, if I would have left those skink skirmishers there by themselves, they would have got murdered. Not sure what I'm doing here. Obviously some bad micro on my part. I just left them. And unfortunately, they're going to get hit with the Skaven bomb with the clan rats coming up. I'm not sure what I do here to counter that. I'm not sure who these guys are either. 177. Oh, I believe that these clan rats. Yeah, that's the funny. So this happens in Wake's mod, not so much in vanilla, just because of how fast everything is in vanilla and how easy everything is to traverse. But because of, you know, weights and entities and things in the way, and you can't get up ladders in 5 seconds, this unit is actually this clan rat unit has like what 6 dudes or something like that in the walls, and then this is the rest of the unit trying to get up, feverishly trying to get up into the settlement, as like all of my skinks are around here just butchering them as they're trying to move up. Oh. Die, lizard scum! interestingly enough, I think this is actually going pretty well for these skinks because I think these skinks are on guard mode. And what that does for things like infantry that have projectiles is while they're getting, some of them are getting killed in melee, the ones that aren't engaged in melee will use their projectiles. And javelins are actually really good, so I think they probably did a lot of casualties there with javelins and ended up having this clan rat rout. So I'm actually inside the settlement now, and I think I sent my Source Warriors ahead to just, this is not a good, again, this bad trade for the Skaven is where I have them funneled into this section where we're just head to head, and they can't get behind me or on my sides, and we're just gonna mop them up. Now, ideally, if this was a human player at this point, well, at this point they might go, well, I'm fucked, but they might try to take 2 or 3 of these Skaven units, try and come around. Well, I got stuff on the wall that could then flank them. It's not a good scenario to be in. Maybe come around this direction, flank around here. Definitely, if they hit the skinks in the rear, that might be cause some issues with morale, cause them to retreat. If they could free up then these slaves, maybe they could hit these guys in the rear. But at this point, it's so far in my favor. That was more something that they had to have prepped and started doing from the beginning. At this point, I'm just thinking about how to cause maximum casualties and how to kill as many of these rats as I can. So I think I end up having most of these skink units like form up over here. These clan rats actually come back, as clan rats are wont to do. I move the skinks who were getting murdered off away from these clan rats, and I'm engaging them with a fresh unit of skirmishers. I don't think on purpose. I think I just didn't have some good micro over here. But again, I think these guys are on guard, and I don't think. Yeah, yeah. Things human player could have even exploited maybe, but definitely gotten past, and the AI just didn't handle very well. So I think what I'm ended up doing is, yeah, I'm definitely going to send this skink unit around, try to catch these guys behind, and I'm going to send a lot of these guys around the edge here and form like a wall behind these guys. And the whole idea was to trap all of these Skavens inside a corridor so that when they all rout, because they are going to all rout here in a bit, I'm not worried about that. Especially once I kill whoever their general is, Skaven, yeah, Clan Rat Spear. Whoever their general is, when he dies, it's just going to be a rout for sure. But even if that weren't the case, these are clan rats and Skaven slaves. They don't match up against Source Warriors. So I'm moving my skinks in. Like how these like 10 or 12 skinks somehow made it ahead of the main line of their unit. One of them got taken out there. That ain't cool. And are just I mean, they're eager to kill some rats. That's what that is, I think. Unfortunately for them, I don't see a single dead rat. I see 1 or 3 dead skinks. So, again, not trading super well. Night runners are pretty decent, but they're eager. That's what I like to see. A lot of dead skinks is apparently what the outcome of that was. But many more where that came from. Whole units of them, in fact. You know, if you were one of these Skaven, I'd see this in front of me and I go, well, fuck that. Oh, there's lots, and we're killing over here. I'm gonna go this way. I'd be one of these clan rats over here for sure. Probably I'd be a clan rat way off in the distance at this point. One of these guys like, fuck that noise. Really needed something like rat odors in this battle. Would have been extremely beneficial. I think there was only enough Skaven corruption on this particular battle to give them 3 of the Menace Below uses. Again, these guys, they're tired. They're gonna get into melee. They got immediately shattered. See, the problem was there is they didn't form up well. They kind of meandered in here, and then that one guy was like the only guy who ended up hitting the skinks. And then because of the nature of the mechanics of the game, they had a bunch of like leadership debuffs, especially because they're getting hit by projectiles. They already lost a bunch of guys. Now they're in combat. Would have been much better to try to form up and then charge the unit as a whole. Had many more guys engaging. Something, again, human player taking advantage of. Not so much something the AI can. But again, here I am bringing it. So right here. So this is, I'm essentially going to like, I can't remember if it charges guys in or, no, I don't think I charge. Yeah, I think I just make like a wall with the skinks. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to charge the Saurus in, which are going to break these guys. These guys are already wavering. They are going to break when the Saurus hit them. But even if they didn't, eventually they would, and then they're going to just run into this wall of skinks. That's kind of what I'm doing here. I'm creating this sort of line so that when these guys do break, they're going to run into these skinks and bounce off. So this is sort of, you know, entity and physics mitigation. I guess this is almost could be this is a tutorial of slaughter. Yeah. I'm gonna call that. I'm gonna call this video that tutorial of slaughter. How to slaughter skaven the efficient way. By Waker Freck. You make corridors. See, but now this unit wants to retreat, and it's going this way because this is the closest path, but it's hitting these guys and it's causing it to go, oh, we want to go this way. I'm going to realize that this is another avenue of escape and then reform these skinks here into this section. So these guys are really kind of walled in at this point. They don't have a lot of ways to go. They keep trying to run in through. I mean, some of them are getting through, but it's not like in vanilla where entities just had this like weird slingshot weight physics thing going on, where units just like bulldoze through each other and there's no weight to anything, and I hate that bullshit. That shit is bullshit. I hate the way that has taken over most new Total War games. But at the same time, and I've talked about this previously, if that's what like the majority of new people want, and it seems to be the arcadey style is more like what the mainstream wants, I'm fine with that, especially being the vanilla game, as long as it's modelable to the standards of older games. Then it's fine. I don't care. It's, you know, do what you want, have fun, make it whatever game you want. Just as long as we can we can roll it back to a sort of thing where, you know, I don't have to play Medieval 2 Call of Warhammer to feel like I'm playing a good Total War game that features Warhammer. So, these Skaven getting butchered here. Not a good day to be a Skaven. Not a good day to be a skink either, to be honest with you. Probably not a good day usually to be a Skaven. Oh man. Poor rat bastards. So I think eventually these guys do end up running through this formation. Then I have skirmishers over here just shooting them, causing them to panic, freak out. They're going this way, they're going that way. They don't know where to go. Best point this would be go that way, but I think eventually they try that. But yeah, you can kind of corral. Another thing is you can take advantage of the units sort of will try not to go through other units, and they'll go for like when they're routing specifically, they go for like the easiest route out. So in this case, they kind of just keep ping-ponging back and forth here. Eventually, they will try and just bulldoze their way through here. If they were smarter, they would go around. But even then, I could just reform these guys. So it's not the best situation to be in. Lots of dead clan rats. A few dead skinks. I don't see one source. Let's see if we can go find some. Look at all these dead bodies. Those poor rat bastards. Yeah, they didn't do so well at all this game. Decisive victory. Let's look at the kill counts. So, oh, look at that. 611 kills for blessed unit of Saurus with shields. 487 kills for this blessed unit of Saurus with shields. And then my skinks didn't do so bad. Some got 100. These guys right here, the javelins, got a lot of kills. Those javelins, that was probably the main kill count there. Skinks didn't do bad though either. And these guys, this is just the force that was there. This isn't the garrison, but these guys did terribly. A lot of that was poor AI management. But 1,600 losses to my 359. But again, I have to say it. In campaign, these are not good losses. Like, you don't want to trade 359 Lizardmen for 1,607 Skaven's not a good trade. So, you know, every time I show you a battle, I feel like I've done 3 or 4 now videos on Skaven versus Lizardmen. The Lizardmen usually win the battles, but weirdly, you're going to find in campaign, lose the war. You know, it's going to be so many losses, you just end up losing the war. Or so many Skaven armies just end up losing the war. So anyway, thanks for watching this video, and have a nice day.